Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Baltimore Orioles will be hosting playoff baseball. How's it going? And welcome to another edition of Kevin and Zach Reacts. I'm your host, Zach Bollinger. Kevin Ostraker might be joining me in a little bit. We think. We thought. I think so. Yeah, stay tuned for that. But the Baltimore Orioles are hosting playoff baseball Tuesday. The Orioles will take on most likely, the Detroit Tigers. They're the hottest team in all of baseball since August 11th, so I don't see the White Sox slowing them down. Looks like the Detroit Tigers are going to be coming to Baltimore next Tuesday, although the Kansas City Royals have something to say about that. Listen, this was big. This was a big game. I understand some people are going to sit there and say that these final games don't matter. I think they do. I know they don't matter in the standings and everything. This is still opportunities for Westberg, for Mountcastle, for Urias to go out there and get continued reps. So I do like that we clinch this early, I guess, with 2 games left. But I do like where the Orioles sit right now. Corbin Burns obviously gets pulled yesterday a little bit early to prepare him for the playoffs. And Biohack put it perfectly. Burns versus Skubal should be sick. It's going to be at the Yard. Burns Skubal will be absolutely electrifying. 2 of the top pitchers in all of baseball, especially the American League, going at it. But let's talk about tonight, because another pitcher absolutely shoved once again. Kade Povich, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, only 2 hits, no earned run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts on just 79 pitches. Kade Povich, baby. Slim Katie, could the real Slim Katie please stand up? Kade Povich, over his past, I think it's 5 starts, has been nothing short of beautiful. Just nothing short of exactly what you want to see from a young pitcher making his second extended stint, I should say, in the major. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about the Virginia Tech game. Did that end? The Virginia Tech, how did that end? Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. But Kade Povich, final 5 starts have been brilliant from him. Exactly what you want to see. The biggest thing that I'm most impressed with is the walks continue to stay under control. We've talked about Kade Povich over the past few months. Every time he starts, the big thing with him is he's got nasty stuff, especially when he's controlling the curveball. The curveball's his bread and butter. When he is pinpointing his curveball, when he is throwing his curveball for strikes, but more importantly, he's showing it for strikes so he can get swings and misses outside of the zone with 2 strikes. This is where Kade Povich is at his best. When he's wild, when he's walking 5-6 batters a game, it's hard for him to put up quality outings. But over the past 5 starts, he's been nothing short of just exactly what you want to see from a rookie pitcher. Kade Povich, do I think he's going to get a shot in the postseason? No. Unfortunately for Kade Povich, I do think that Kade Povich did pitch his last game in Baltimore this season, which is okay. Going into the playoffs, I'm not sure I want Kade Povich, especially if he's got to go for game 3. I don't think he'd ever get a game 3, but if he has to pitch a game 4, I just don't know if they want to put that kind of pressure on Kade Povich. So I think this probably wraps it up for Kade Povich. 5 2/3, though, of scoreless ball, only 2 hits, the 1 walk. Kade Povich, dirty tonight. Just another example that the Orioles, even though it wasn't highly touted pitching prospects, it wasn't these top 100 guys. Kade Povich, along with Chase McDermott, are still some quality guys that they have coming up. So that kind of does it for the pitching Kade Povich portion of it. I feel like that was really the biggest storyline today. I know the offense obviously goes out there, scores 7 runs. We'll get into that. Started seeing some better situational awareness. But overall, it's Jacob Webb coming back. I think thought he looked decent. Danny Coulomb, the one walk, but he looked decent. These guys are just, I think right now, more important than winning games because now you've clinched the 4 spot. You could win both, you could lose both. The 4 spot, we are playing baseball in Baltimore on Tuesday. So they already know they're in. They already know they're the 4 spot. Where do you go from now? I think guys like you see Gunnar, I'd give Gunnar the next 2 days off. Put Jackson Holiday at shortstop. I would give Gunnar Henderson the next 2 days off. Guys like Adley Rutschman. Adley, we'll get into it in a second. Another 2-hit game. Could have been 3 hits. One was overturned and ruled an error after further review. But just overall, I would probably let maybe even a Tony get off his feet. These guys that have played 155 plus games this year are the guys that I'm really, I guess, would be comfortable letting sit, that you kind of want to get off their feet for a few days. It's nothing drastic. I mean, it's not like it's the All-Star break or anything where it's 4 or 5 days without baseball activity. I think they still go out there and they still do their normal routine and everything. But I think it would just be nice to get guys like Henderson, guys like Adley, just a complete reset. Just complete reset before they head into the playoffs. Come back Tuesday, complete fresh mind, especially with, we saw Rutschman get 2 hits tonight. Ryan Mountcastle, it feels like, where is this, been? This is what we've been missing, is guys like Mountcastle, guys like Westberg, guys like Arias, who got another RBI and a hit. These are the guys that we had been sitting here hoping would come back and contribute. And each and every single one of them, minus Grayson Rodriguez, who unfortunately is out for the season, has come back, and each and every single one of them has produced at almost the exact same level that we were hoping for. But yeah, I would not be surprised if they DH Adley. I would not catch him at all, but I would not be against DHing him, especially getting his bat going after another 2-hit game. We've been talking about it, man. In the chat, we've been talking about it. On the show, we've been talking about it for 2-3 weeks now. You've start to see guys click. Gunnar Henderson has been fantastic in September. Batting over 330. He's leading the team in September. Obviously, Tony, we know the power he has. Mountcastle getting it going. Setty's been hot. Ramon has come back and picked up right where he left off. And we've even seen guys like Cowser, Westberg. Westberg looks good coming back. Cowser, another home run tonight. Ryan O'Hearn getting hot. He's been swinging probably the best bat on the team the past week. But we've been saying over and over, the Orioles will be at their best. The Orioles are their most dangerous when Adley Rutschman is hitting. When Adley Rutschman goes out there and is playing to his full potential, and we are seeing vintage Adley Rutschman at bats, working 7-8 pitch counts, go using the whole field, drawing walks, gap to gap power, not necessarily just home run swing after home run swing. If you get that Adley Rutschman back for the playoffs, you're feeling a whole lot better about your chances, because it really is. We've talked to, on the Ryan Ripken show this week, we talked to Cole Irvin yesterday. We talked to Tim Kirchin yesterday. Cole Irvin, we actually posted on Twitter the clip of him talking about on Ryan's account. Cole Irvin straight up said, we asked him about the struggles, this team struggling over the past few months. And without hesitation, he said, everyone knew we just needed Jordan Westberg back. They just need a guy like Westberg back, who they felt like was that stabilizer in the lineup. Every time he does something, I tweet it out. We talk about it on here. All he does is produce, but that it really is as simple as that. Every time Jordan Westberg's number is called, he gets the job done. whether it's getting a hit in the big moments with the go-ahead run on, if he's got to drive in a big run, if he's got to get on base to start a rally, if he has to hit a solo shot to walk it off, it doesn't matter. When Jordan Westburg's number is called, the job is going to get done more often than not. He's tough at bat. He never gives up easy at bats. Jordan Westburg fights for every single pitch on every single at bat. And that's what this team's been missing. They've been missing that like dog mentality in the middle of the lineup where they can go out there and they know Jordan Westburg. It doesn't matter if it's a 4-pitch at bat, if it's a 9-pitch at bat. He's going to make the pitcher's life hell. He's going to fight. He's going to scratch. He's going to claw. He's going to make the pitcher uncomfortable. And that's what you look for from a guy like Jordan Westburg. And since he's come back, that's exactly what he's done. Then you look at Adley Rutschman. Adley Rutschman over, let me look up his stats over the past, even just 5 games. I'm just going to go 5 games. Because it feels like Adley Rutschman over the past week has been, the bat looks 10 times better. So he's still hitting just 286 or last 5 games, but slowly it just feels like he's putting it together. You just see each day the at-bats are getting better and better from Adley Rutschman. He looks more and more like the Adley Rutschman we know and love. I'm seeing this comment a few times, so we'll talk about it. Saying, what do we do about closer? Sir Anthony Dominguez recently does not look like the closer. I'll tell you that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened, but it just seems like the Orioles, every time they put a guy in the closer role, he does good. He does well for about 3 weeks, and then they have to find something new. The wheels fall off. Something breaks. And I don't know if you can trust Sir Anthony Dominguez. And it seems like the Orioles are going with closer by committee. And while I think that has some benefits, they're going to be playing matchups. We all know that. Hyder loves his matchups. On the Ryan Ripken show about a month and a half ago, we talked to Jonathan Papelbon. And Pap was very blunt and upfront about the fact, he said, teams don't win the World Series with closer by committee. He said it's very hard to win. You need to have a guy to go out there and win it all for you when the moment is the brightest, when the lights are the brightest, moment's the biggest. You need a one guy. Doesn't look like the Orioles have that guy. Seeing some people talk about Gregory Soto. Listen, I think Hyder and them are riding the hot hand. If Soto's hot throughout the playoffs, I would not mind him just getting the closer role. Because we saw Soto when he was with the Tigers was an all-star as a closer. You know, Soto has gone and been a closer in these roles, in these big moments. Kiran talking about missing Felix for sure. Yeah, these are the moments in the playoffs. If you would tell me you can bring one guy back from injury, I think without a doubt it's Felix. Actually, let's play that game. Let's do a little quick hypothetical icebreaker. See if Kevin shows up. You can bring one Oriole player off the injured list for the postseason run. Who is it? So listen, John, I'm between Bradish and Felix. I think I'm going to lean Felix just because of where the hole at closer right now feels a lot bigger than the hole at third spot in the rotation. But I also think about having Burns, Bradish, and Eflin 1 through 3. That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun going into the playoffs. But I think if I have gun to my head, I have to pick. In the moment, I have to go I got to go Felix. I just feel like Felix Bautista, adding him, that because then that changes everything in the bullpen. All of a sudden, you just got to figure out you can play hot hand 6th, 7th, 8th. Your bullpen, and it's why I talk about why I'm excited for this bullpen next year, because this bullpen has some guys in it. If you get a bona fide closer, and like a Felix Bautista, who's at his best, is the best closer in baseball, you add him to guys like Soto, to Dominguez, to Coulomb, to Webb, to Cano, Perez. I know Perez hasn't been pitching well recently, neither has Dominguez, but these are still guys with track records of pitching well, especially if you can now use them in the 6th inning. I think closer's the biggest weakness on this team. And when we talked to Tim Kirchin yesterday, Tim Kirchin on the show yesterday, and we asked him about why he believes the Orioles have a chance. And he said that a lot of people in the industry, he's hearing a lot of people tell him that the Orioles kind of remind him of last year's Rangers. They have the ability, they have the stars, they have the offensive power, they have the potential in the bullpen. People forget. I want to remind everyone this, and I try to do it as much as possible. The game plan last year going into the playoffs was all you had to do was get to the Rangers bullpen, and it was game over. They were going to blow it. The Rangers bullpen last year was a laughingstock, an embarrassment. But they got their shit together in October. So while we sit here and we go, oh, you don't know, this bullpen can't be good enough. This bullpen isn't good enough to make a run. All it takes is getting hot. How many of these guys in the bullpen have we seen go on 2-3 week stretches where they're just unhittable? We've seen Cano, we've seen Coulomb, Webb, Perez, Soto, Dominguez. They've all gone on streaks where for 2 to 3 weeks, every single outing, they go out there 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If they go and they can get even semi-hot like that, yeah, Keegan Aiken probably is the best pitcher on this, or relief pitcher on this team right now. If you look at the September numbers, dude's been an absolute dog, certified dog, DAWG dog. So the talent's there, the potential's there. It's legitimately just whether or not they get hot. And this is the thing. This bullpen is insanely streaky. This bullpen will go on streaks of they're the best in the league and then they're the worst in the league. If we get that stretch where this bullpen is just lights out, watch out for the Orioles. Hitting's coming back around. They got another 7 spot here. Another 7 spot here. Offense is coming around. The starting pitching has been brilliant over the past month. Starting pitching's just got to continue to do what they're doing. Starting pitchers continue what they're doing. Hitters continue to let it click, continue to get hot and stay hot through the playoffs. Relief pitchers just get on those streaks where they're dominant. I keep tweeting it out, and I know some people think it's a joke, but I'm dead serious. Do not let the Baltimore Orioles get hot. Do not let the Baltimore Orioles get hot. Because if this team gets hot, they have the talent to go win it all. They do. You look at it 1 through 9 in the lineup now that they're healthy. It's hard to beat that. They have a very talented 1 through 9. When all healthy, they have a very talented top end of the rotation when you have Corbin Burns, Zach Eflin, and then Dean Kramer. You have Dean Kramer pitching the way he has been pitching. It's a damn good number 3 starter in the playoffs. Brian, completely agree. The AL is up for grabs. The AL is just so up for grabs, it hurts. Because you look at it, the Tigers are the best team in baseball over the past month and a half, so you got to look out for them. We all know the Astros are just one of those teams. They've made 7 straight. Yes, you heard me right. 7 straight ALCSs. So you have to assume they're going to make noise. They have the potential to go out there. They have the talent and the experience to win it all. The Yankees are playing like the best team in the AL right now, like it or not. The Orioles are getting hot, and they own the New York Yankees, so they have a shot. It's the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland Guardians. That's a fun team, and if they're at home, that advantage is big. That is going to be a rowdy atmosphere in Cleveland, I'll tell you that. This is going to be the AL. The AL is so insanely up for grabs. It's all about who just gets hot. It's legitimately all about who just gets hot. And let me tell you something, I'm feeling a whole lot better about the Baltimore Orioles right now than I was a week and a half ago. The only game that I can look at and say the Orioles played poorly over their last, 7 games is yesterday in New York. Besides that, past 8 games, really. Besides that, the Orioles are playing some damn good ball. Let me see. What is the Orioles' record last 8? Yeah, Orioles are 5-3 over their last 8. Obviously, you play the hottest team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. You felt like you even could. The Orioles, you feel like, could legitimately be 7-1 over their last 8. They're battling. The at-bats are what we're used to seeing, the at-bats we've been asking to see. Bullpen, for the most part, it feels like each game there's just one guy who's kind of having a tough go with it. But for the most part, as a unit, the bullpen's been pitching better. Starting pitching, continuing to do their thing. We've said it all year. The only thing that matters in baseball is getting in the dance. The only thing. The only thing in baseball that matters is getting in the dance, because any team can go out and win it. This is what baseball's about. Baseball last year, the Diamondbacks and Rangers both had rough endings to their year. People forget the Texas Rangers lost to the Astros on the last day of the season to lose the division. They had a division lead, and then they blew it. And they could have won the division on game 162 and lost to the Astros, and then turned their entire season around and went and won the whole damn thing. Baseball's a weird sport. The Diamondbacks were not in the playoffs with like 3 games left to go. Get in on the final day, get hot, go to the World Series. Knock off the Dodgers, knock off the Phillies, who look destined to win it all. Maybe the Orioles are fine after all. Maybe the O's are fine after all. Oh, wait, I didn't even keep up what happened in the Yankees game today? Oh. I didn't even see the Yankees game. Oh, you know what that means. I don't care that they won the damn division. Finished under 500 against the East. I'm telling you right now, Corbin Burns said it best. We're seeing the Yankees again this season. Just because they won the division doesn't mean I'm going to stop hate watching. It's F the Yankees, and it's always F the Yankees, and it will always be F the Yankees. You know, I don't care that the Yankees won the division. They can take that bye and get cold. The Orioles are going to get hot. The Orioles are going to go in. They're going to beat the hottest team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. They're going to walk into Yankee Stadium. They're going to take care of business. And then whatever poor team is set to match up with them in the ALCS is going to have to play us. It's as simple as that. The Orioles want to get hot. This is the chance. We've said it for about a week now. Now or never. There's no more, get hot in a week or so. Just get hot by the end. Just make sure you're playing your best ball here. Just make sure you can avoid mistakes there. Nope. It's September 27th. We've played 160 games. The Baltimore Orioles have played 160 games. You got 2 games left. These are going to be no pressure games. Do not stress them. Enjoy them. Legitimately, that's my advice. Enjoy these games because it's the last no pressure baseball you're going to see for the rest of the season. Next 2 games, enjoy them because it's the least amount you're going to stress about the Baltimore Orioles until March. But as I've said time and time again, where else would you rather be? Where else would you rather be? Pressure-filled September and October baseball is a privilege. As an Orioles fan, most summers of my childhood growing up, by August, season was over. You started forgetting the Orioles were still playing ball in September. You'd get the notification that the Orioles season ended with like 92 losses. Not anymore. Not anymore. This team's good. This team deserves to be here. This team is talented. These gut-wrenching games, the moments that make us stand up and your heart pound, your blood pressure go up, it's a privilege. This is the stuff. This is why you're a fan. This is why we watch baseball. This is why we've sat through 160 Orioles games, excuse me. For an opportunity for Tuesday to walk into the yard, lose your mind because playoff baseball don't happen all the time. Lose your mind, support the boys. This team's getting hot. They're getting hot at the right time. And most importantly, they have just as good of a chance as everyone. They have just as good of a chance as anyone. Couldn't Mini Blue feel the stadium shake? And then appreciate you, John. John says, was it you who tweeted, even if the Orioles go 500, they'll win 90 in like June? If so, why did you jinx us like that? It might have been. That might have been me. So if it was, that is very much something I would tweet. It's very much something I would tweet. But speaking of that, the Baltimore Orioles are 1 win away. They just got to win one of their next 2. Appreciate you, John. One of their next 2 to win 90 games this year. Something that, remember when we were saying like 3 weeks ago, we weren't even sure if the Orioles would win 84 games the way that they were playing? The Orioles are fighting. 90 would feel real damn good. Mike, don't even get me started. Appreciate you, but do not even get me started. If Gunnar leads off, we go Corbin Burns 3 up, 3 down, followed by a Gunnar Henderson lead-off home run. We go Utah Street. Utah Street to lead off the first. I'm telling you, that stadium, every person would stand up screaming, and not a single one would sit down until the 27th out is recorded. That's that shit that sends you on postseason runs. We go Corbin Burns 3 up, 3 down, started off. Follow it up. Gunnar Henderson put us on Utah Street. I'm telling you all, that happened. Book it. O's are going to the World Series. That's the energy that this team needs. That's the energy that this team is slowly making. I'm not even going to say, screw this team is starting to click. This team is beginning to get hot. No, this team is on the brink. This team is pounding on the door of getting hot, of being hot. And I don't know how much longer that door can hold on, because the boys are here. They've gotten the reinforcements back. The star players are putting it together. Gunner's playing like MVP Gunner. Adley, you're starting to see it click. You get Westberg, Ramon, and Mountie back in the lineup. All of them producing since coming back. You get a guy like Kerstead coming back. Kowser's getting his home run swing back. Tony's hitting taters. Ryan O'Hearn's possibly the hottest hitter on the team the past week and a half. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I'm warning the rest of the league. Do not let the O's get hot. Don't let the O's get hot. Because I'm telling you right now, if this team gets hot. Yeah, John's talking about even Seti. Seti's been one of the top out center fielders in baseball over the past 80 games. This team's playing damn good ball at the right time. We talked about getting hot at the right time. You give yourself a chance. This is the opportunity. They're getting right. I've been saying it the past, literally probably since that second game in New York. After that, I am so back in on this squad. The reinforcements are here. 3 weeks ago, we were sitting here Yeller, just put him down. You just got to get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get the sweep over with in the wild card round. Now we're sitting here, and this team's got an opportunity ahead of them. They keep playing ball the way they're playing ball, where they can find themselves in some pretty nice situations to go out there and add some hardware to Baltimore. The boys are getting healthy. The boys already got in. The boys are starting to get hot. The 4-step plan that we put out there over the months was get healthy, get in, get hot, win it all. Get healthy, check. Get in, check. Get hot, we're starting to see it. You get hot, that fourth one's coming. Seeing some question about Colton Cowser, Rookie of the Year. I don't know if Colton Cowser is going to win it. I would say, let's see what the sports books are saying. I'm more interested, honestly, with what they're saying, because it's going to be close between him and Luis Heel. It's going to be really close. So let's see what I'm going on FanDuel. So we'll go FanDuel odds for awards. Yeah, Luis Heel is minus 185. Colton Cowser is plus 130. So it's pretty much a toss-up right now. Speaking of toss-ups, I'm going to toss this guy up on the screen. Kevin Ostreicher.
Wow, that was smooth.
Thank you, Kevin. I tried my best. Smooth.
Yeah, I had some work I had to get done before midnight. Decided to do it off the stream this time instead of racing against the clock on the stream, because that got people riled up last time. So decided to do it off stream, and here we are.
We're proud of you, Kevin. We're proud of you. Wow, and perfect time, John. Appreciate you saying thanks to you and Kevin for mesrating with us all throughout these tough times lately. And now we look back. Appreciate y'all, and we appreciate every one of you guys who tunes in each day, even after the losses, the tough ones. There were losses where me and Kevin would text each other and we're like, oh, this is going to be a time.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be an interest. Some of those fourth straight losses, fifth straight losses where we're texting each other and we're like, I don't know how we're going to do it.
Yeah, we were screenshotting the ratios of the Orioles account after losses when they post the final scores. It was dark times, man. But, no matter how this playoff run goes for this team, just the fact that there's look at this. Now I'm on the right mic. Here we go. Yeah, no matter how this playoff run goes, the fact that there's playoff baseball in Baltimore again for the second straight year after so many years of just pure agony for this fan base and, everybody who, has watched this team forever. That's what makes this really special. And hopefully they make it a special run in more ways than one. But just the fact that, Camden Yards is going to have playoff baseball again is something else. So I'm at least happy about that. Obviously, if they don't go very far, that's going to be disappointing, and we'll certainly talk about it. But
yeah. Like Kevin, I touched on a little bit early on this stream, but kind of in your eyes, get your opinion on it. Are you kind of on the same thing of guys like Gunnar, Adley, get them rest? Just let these next two games. The way I put it is for everyone to enjoy it because these are the last two. I said don't stress about a single thing these next two games because it's the last non-stressful baseball you're going to see the rest of the year. Yeah,
I'm not putting anything in these last two games. I don't care if they lose 20-0 or win 20-0. There's there are no takeaways from me over these next two games. I mean, they're locked into the 4. It's essentially again, I talked about this last night. It's what they do in football. When a team gets locked into a seed and they just want to rest all their starters and kind of take off and get ready for that next step of the season. This is probably what we're going to see where who's starting tomorrow? Is it Dean? Or is it Suarez?
I think someone asked earlier who was starting. I wasn't sure.
Is it Suarez?
No, it's undecided.
Oh, okay.
Orioles have 2 undecideds.
It's actually me. So they're letting me pitch to give the guy some rest.
I saw someone say it earlier, and I'm sorry for not crediting you, but someone in the chat said earlier, would be interesting to see if they brought up a guy like Trevor Rogers. Just as he's been pitching well in the minors. You're not going to put him on the playoff roster or anything. It's not like you're trying him out for that, but legitimately just kind of give him hey, if you can come out here and you even go 5 1-run inning, pull him, get confidence up, boom, build on it next year. Get him in, get him out, build confidence.
Yeah.
The downside is if he comes after he's starting to get it together in AAA, comes up here, gets demolished immediately, and then you're and that sucks.
Yeah, we were getting some awesome answers. Look at this. Jim Palmer getting the start. Ben McDonald, Kevin Brown, Craig Kimbrell, Baker. Oh, Chase McDermott. Oh, yep. Cole Irvin. Bring him back. Cole Irvin. Yep. Biohack agrees with you. Could be Rogers.
I just think that makes sense. You can DFA or send down I don't know. I don't even know.
Maybe bring up Aloy and put him at short. Let's just put Adley in the outfield. Have Gunnar catch. Have Hyde play center. Again, these games do not move me at all.
No.
I'm not going to put any stock into it. I mean, they just have to get ready for the playoffs, and that's why I know you kind of did more of a look ahead as opposed to talking about the game more so tonight, right, Zach? Because you're looking at this game and you're we can talk about I didn't even answer your question. I realized in terms of guys resting, I'd maybe give guys 2 at bats. and then pull him.
The only guy that I'm saying just DH him is just because keep him hot is Adley. Don't catch him because that kind of sucks because then you got McCann. You're making McCann sit and do that. But
actually, now we're here. We asked this question. I guess a couple months ago now, which is with Adley, you had hoped to see him more at catcher during the stretch run. Obviously, McCann has done great for them. But are you playing McCann in the playoffs, or are you putting Adley as the full-time and DHing somebody else?
I think if there's a lefty in there, you're going to see McCann.
And then Adley DHing?
Mm-hmm. I think, and this is the other thing, Adley splits as a DH are incredible. Like, he is balling out this year. I think he's hitting over 300 as a DH still. So if that's going to continue, I'd rather put McCann at the 9. If he hits, bonus. But if you're going to get Adley at his best.
Yeah. So I guess go ahead.
It does feel like McCann has been the guy that, Burns and them have been kind of preferring recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough question.
Because if it's now, we assume it's going to be Skubal first if we play the Tigers. If it's against the Royals, if the Royals find a way, though, I'm going to say that would be interesting because Cole Reagans would be the pitcher. He's a lefty, so.
Yeah. Are we going to see, if it's Detroit, are we going to see, but appreciate you, Mike, first of all. Is it going to be Skubal and then 2 openers? Are we going to see?
It really legitimately might be, and that scares me.
This is crazy, man.
I'd rather them send out Cy Young candidates than the openers.
Imagine if they didn't trade Flaherty away.
The Tigers were trying to blow it up at the deadline.
They were full sell mode.
Yeah, and now they're remember all the do you trade Holiday for Skubal things, and now
I remember it was our whole show for 2 months.
Now they could be facing each other in the playoffs a few months later.
Yeah, that's all we talked about for 2 months. Do I remember? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Mike said predict the game 1 starting lineup. I'm gonna kind of give him I'll go Gunnar is going to be first. I go Westberg 2, Tony 3. Those 3, you keep them there, you move on. We'll go O'Hearn 4, Adley 5. 6, I'm going to bat. So I'm going to assume that 6, I'm going to go Seti. Damn, this is tough. Because part of me wants to include Kerstead.
Mm.
No, I'm going to go Seti 6, Cowser 7, Ramon 8, and then.
It depends if you're DHing Adley or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Because it would be McCann 9, but if not, then you could put Ramon 9 and Heston 8. Or something. You could throw.
Yeah, it'll be McCann 9 because Skubal being the lefty, they're gonna. That's why it's tough. Oh yeah, I said O'Hearn. I meant Mountcastle for the 4 spot because
okay.
Yeah.
So then I guess I think you have to DH O'Hearn and put Adley at catcher, but.
No, because I don't think O'Hearn bats versus a lefty. I don't think they have him.
Versus lefty.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. I know people are weird about if Austin Slater. I'm gonna say it right now, Kevin. I'm saying it right now. I will boo at Cam.
No, you will not.
I will boo if Austin Slater is leading off a playoff game for the Baltimore Orioles. If Austin Slater is leading off a playoff game for the Orioles solely for a righty-lefty matchup that he doesn't even benefit in, I will lose my shit, Kevin. I will start going live at the game just to do a live hate watch of our own player, Austin Slater.
So the mood's going to be, oh, wow, we're so excited for playoff baseball in Baltimore. First batter comes up, bottom of the first. Everybody's cheering like, yeah, let's go. And then Zach, you just turn, you see him, boo, like, boo. Full decked out Orioles gear.
He goes down looking, I'm standing clapping. I'm like, get his ass out of here. I'm telling you, that go-ahead home run in Game 3 of the World Series by Austin Slater is going to feed families.
I think at this point you just need to get his jersey anyway. I don't care what else he does.
No.
You've just been hating on him so much. I feel like you have to get the jersey.
Yeah, this is so true. If I boo him, he hits for the cycle. I would stand up and boo him, and he'd hit for the cycle.
I am very in tune with the reverse jinxes, so I'm on board with that.
Yeah, that was.
No words.
I know it's gonna happen. I just know that shit's gonna happen.
Not game one.
They're gonna play that matchup.
I'd be floored if it was game one. I could see it later in the series, but game one, I'd be shocked if it wasn't Gunnar leading off.
This is the perfect. This is from The Office. This is the perfect. That's me watching Austin Slater. I'm just hating. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Austin, you did so well." I'm like, I think it could have been better.
Hey, you'll be the loudest cheerer in the stadium if he hits a homer.
Oh,
I know that.
I'm telling you, Kevin, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He's gonna make me eat my words, and I'm so here for it.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's been doing for them. I mean, not like all the time, but more often than we thought he would. He's been better.
Yeah, and this is the other thing is Cowser is going to be the only one. He's the only one that has something to play for these next few days. Like he's fighting for the AL Rookie of the Year. Sure. He's got.
Yeah, three for 4, 3 homers. Zach just goes, man, just didn't get on base every at bat. You just can't have it.
If you're leading off, you gotta be on base. Sorry, Austin. Let's do this before. This can be our last conversation, but I kind of like this. Who is your X factor this playoffs for the Baltimore Orioles? Yeah, I kind of like that.
Good question.
Put in the chat. This is a great, great comment that led to this question. So, who is your X factor? Kind of the guy that you're like, he's on. This can lead the team to victory. I feel like the obvious answer is going to be Adley. Like he's like if he can go, but I don't want to make him my X factor. I kind of like Spirit. Okay.
I have mine. I'm going to see if anybody puts mine in before. You want me? Okay, you want me to go first?
Yeah. I want you to go first.
Do we want to go one pitcher, one hitter, or just one in general?
Let's go one overall, and then you can give like a second guy.
Okay. Well, mine is a pitcher. My first one, at least.
All right.
Seranthony Dominguez.
Oof.
Seranthony Dominguez.
It's got to
especially in the role they use him in. I mean, I know that sometimes he can make the heart beat a little fast, but more often than not, he has been able to get out of those. Not all the time, but I think Seranthony is mine because we know the bullpen can sometimes struggle, especially late in games. And to me, I think Seranthony is going to have a huge part in this playoffs. Whether that is positive or a negative thing still remains to be seen.
Kevin, when I tell you the Jordan Westburg walk-off single in the 9th inning on Tuesday is going to feed families, it's going to feed families. Jordan Westburg is this team's X factor in the playoffs because no matter how big the moment gets, no matter how high the stakes, the one thing that stays low, the one thing that stays constant is that man's heartbeat. It don't raise. He never gets too out in front. He never gets too jittery. When the biggest moments are on the line, Jordan Westbrook's the guy I want up there. And I think he's coming back. He's putting it together. Jordan Westbrook is going to be the X factor, the little engine that could to will this team deep into the playoffs.
Good one. It's a good one. For my hitter, I'm going to go Tony.
I was between.
I'm going to go Tony.
Because if Tony's hot, he carries the team.
Yeah. I just think runners in scoring position, obviously we know we can hit the heck out of the ball, man, but some extra base hits, doubles, singles with guys, he doesn't always have to hit the long ball, right? If he can just get on base. And plus, I think it helps that teams are scared to pitch to him in a lot of specific situations. And so if he can use that to his advantage and either find pitches he likes or just walk. If teams are pitching around him, don't swing at the bad pitch. Just take him and walk. Take what's given to you if you're Tony, and the rest will come. And we've seen that. So I'm gonna go Tony as my hitter. Do you have a pitcher, or are you done?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. My pitcher is gonna be. I've seen his name a few times. It's Albert Suarez. No matter what role he's in, he's gonna have to go out there and produce. He's gonna have to go out there and get big outs in big situations, whether it's coming out of the bullpen, whether it's starting. Albert Suarez is going to be a guy that they need to go out there and help them win ball games, just like he has all year.
Yep. Although we were all of us were wrong. Zach and Spirit Bomb was right. The true X factor.
Yeah,
bring him back. Vieira.
Bring him back.
That's who it is. Orioles legend. The Orioles win the World Series. It is officially named the Thiago Rivera World Series trophy for Baltimore. So that is what it is. By the way, I saw Joe. I can't find the comment, Joe, to pull it up here. But Joe said that his was my hair. I'm going to have to shave on Tuesday and just not shave for the entire playoffs, because I cannot tell you how many people got on me when the Ravens went on their winning streak and I didn't shave, and I shaved and they lost. And then I didn't shave again. And then they blamed me for it. So I'm shaving on Tuesday, and I'm not shaving until the Orioles are eliminated from the playoffs. So, yeah. So people cannot blame me if I shave, because I'm not going to.
Love it. I love it, Kevin. Absolutely love it. You got anything left from this game? I guess this game was.
I don't even think I talked about the game.
Yeah, I covered the game very briefly at the beginning. And by covered the game, I mean I talked Kade Povich. We talked Kade Povich for a while.
You love to see. Well, hey man, you know what? I'll tell you something about this game just in general. Good to see Ryan O'Hearn getting the swing back.
Yeah,
good to see Ryan. Maybe you mentioned that, and I wasn't on.
Yeah, I mean Ryan O'Hearn's been through the roof hot.
Yeah, so that was good. And then, hey, you know what? I don't know what their usage plan for Danny is, but I know we talked about solution, and you kind of said it would have been Danny if he didn't get injured. Mm-hmm. There's no one I trust more in that bullpen than Danny Coulomb. Just straight up. With everybody else, there is that sense of this could go really well, this could go really badly. But with Danny, I'm just like, hey man, this guy's about this. It's like I guess I can't say Justin Tucker right now. I guess Brandon Aubrey when he goes out there for Dallas to kick. Hey, let me tell you something. If I said Justin Tucker, everybody in the chat would be like, "What do you mean? He's washed? He's washed?" Which I don't believe that, by the way. But that is the pulse of the fan base. So, although Aubrey missed, hashtag save the spread. Hashtag Giants cover.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy.
Kevin. Did you have an interest in that game? Did that affect you in any way?
No, and I have Brandon Aubrey in like 3 of my fantasy leagues, and I was like, "Wow, that was a 6 point."
I thought you would have put some money down on one of those teams.
No, I didn't. I didn't have the spread last night, but Devin Singletary let me down in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough all around.
Yeah. Yep. But I think that that's going to do it for us today at Kevin and Zach Reacts. Baltimore Orioles win 7-2, clinch the 4th seed in the playoffs. They are the number 1 wild card seed, which means next Tuesday. I almost said next Saturday. Next Tuesday, we got playoff baseball at the Yard. Kevin, where
would you rather be than there? We'll be back at it tomorrow. Late game tomorrow. It's going to be, I think, like an 8 o'clock game again because they're on Fox. So national televised game tomorrow. We'll be back at it to talk after that concludes. But that'll do it for today. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Enjoy the content. But we will see you all tomorrow. Chewies.